We're gonna start off the video. I'm still in Japan. Don't lift it yet, don't lift it yet. I wanna film you lifting it. And I just wanna start the video off here just because I ended the last video last night because of sleep, whatever. All right, this is full of very dense car parts. Brett, pick it up. What do you think? How much do you think it weighs?
This is a solid like 80, 90 pounds. Oh my god.
You think they'll let me bring this to carry on?
No, I think Adam's losing $200 on an overweight fee today.
Or should I just buy extra suitcases? I think that's what I'm gonna do. Do I look like such a fool going around the airport with like 5 suitcases? I'd be like, it's just car parts.
Just ask some nice Japanese person to help you.
I feel like maybe this does it justice.
The floor's cracked. Jeez. This thing's a tank. Mesker, lift it up.
Oh my god.
No way.
Oh, and I don't even have the rotors in there either. That's another 30 pounds. I think we mentioned it to you guys before. We never got to like fully show you how packed this R33 gets. Check out the trunk in it. It is literally packed to the brim. I don't even know how we fit all this stuff in here. Ooh, check out brake rotors. All right, cool. Check that. But then the real magic is back here with Mesker. Hey, dude.
Hey.
How you doing back there?
It's a little tight.
Yeah.
We got backpacks under our legs.
The helmet's in between mine.
Yeah, so we're getting pulled over right now. I was on the phone, and I don't think it's because it's on the phone. I had headphones in. It's kind of dark. Can you touch me? Like on the screen. Thanks. We're getting pulled over. They don't have sirens here, so I guess he's just been sitting behind me with his light on. How fast were we going? We weren't going as fast as before, right? Like 140?
Yeah.
And what's the speed limit? Like
80.
Which sounds like a lot, but it's really not that much. I just don't know where we're gonna pull over, so I'm like kind of following this dude right now. Do you know what we do?
Maybe he's not pulling.
I don't know, he's definitely...
I'm like kind of confused. I don't know what to do. That's a cop here?
Yeah.
It's like a Hyundai Elantra. Should I be nervous? I don't know if I'm nervous or embarrassed or... I just feel like this is a public shame. Like in the US, we would have been pulled over already. We've been following this guy for probably about 30 minutes. And by that I mean about 35 seconds. I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? We're gonna get a fine. We're stupid gaijins.
I guess so, I don't really know.
Are we not pulling over?
I don't know. I mean, he did pull in front of us.
Maybe he was just telling us to go slow for the really good plate. I don't know.
I don't know. Follow that BMW.
Yeah, maybe change lane?
I feel like I shouldn't.
Is that evading?
I don't know.
日本語わかんない。Can you speak Japanese?
I cannot speak Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Rental.
Driver license.
Okay. It's in my backpack. Do you want my international driver's license?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
100 kilometers. Highway.
Okay.
注意してね。
Okay.
OK, OK, OK.
Okay.
OK. そしたら、もう行ってもらって大丈夫です。OK.
Okay, 100.
OK. 100.
Okay. I'm sorry.
OK.
Yeah.
注意してね。
Okay.
そしたら、ホイッスル鳴らすから、そしたら Go straight。行っちゃっていいよ。うん。
Okay. That was the most low-key pullover ever.
What the
Dude, he's like, dude, oh, that's great. You're filming vertical. My YouTube channel's gonna hate me.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I couldn't, I was freaking out. I had to get
I
you
was
on that.
He was literally like, he gave up when I was like, when I started asking.
Literally said,
And then he just points to the speedometer and goes, 100. Did he say 140?
no, he just said 100 only, or something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, we already made up our time, so we're.
I'm sorry about the vertical.
No, you're fine.
It was hard to hold the phone.
So I've heard over and over again that you get pulled over for speeding here, and they just don't really care if you're a gaijin, and it's now valid. We're not gonna. We weren't going that fast, like you said.
We were going 140-ish.
In a 100, but like 140 in like miles an hour would be like maybe like doing like 80 in a 60, right? That's kind of what we were doing.
Yeah.
Literally, we did. So it's not that.
But everyone goes like 20-30 kilometers over the speed limit here, so
apparently, yeah, it's publicly acceptable to go like 140 I just want to make it very clear we're not like making fun of the Japanese or anything. And like I said, we're not really going that fast. They're very, very polite and very nice people, and we're very fortunate that they treat us the way that they did. And we probably should have been going a little bit slower, but they're so kind here, and it is really important to respect and obey the rules of the road. We were just in like kind of like the country area and just kind of lost track of, you know, how fast we were going. It's not like we're like ripping on some little road. But anyway, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to that dude in case you ever see this video, because sometimes weird stuff like that happens. I appreciate you. All right, thank you. If you guys remember from my last Japan trip, we went to a place called Don Quixote that's this like kind of cool super center that feels like it's kind of geared towards younger people, but a lot of it's just like cheap crap. So we're gonna come here to get suitcases since it's probably stuff I'll only use like once or twice. It's a really cool store, you're gonna like it.
Fun.
Yeah. Look how funny it is already. Look at that. We're gonna have a good time. Hope they have food here. Literally the most overwhelming store on the planet. I just can't even, there's so much. Found the suitcases. Now I gotta get the cheapest crap I can find. Carbon fiber? I'll use that once.
Small one. That's a small one.
It's actually not, I don't want to spend that much money. I don't know if you already got one, but I feel like I should probably get the red FD for Tommy. It's a slick top, no sunroof. Lots of cool little JDM cars. You got 22B, some R34s. There's even Evo 3 that I already grabbed.
Prius.
Something else that I found interesting, maybe because they don't ever have guns here, the toy guns here don't have orange tips. It's like, they look somewhat realistic. I mean, mind you, I don't own guns, but that's kind of funny. This is rubber, actually. Brett just found an R32 police car.
It's only
so
40
cool.
bucks.
I know, I wish I had room for it. Already having to buy 2 suitcases just to bring home all my question mark car parts. While we were inside of Don Quixote, some other Skyline came and parked right next to ours. Would you look at that? It's Sam!
What's up? This is my cameo again.
Sam brought me something very special that I've been looking for everywhere. So, for whatever reason, it's been nearly impossible to find Evo 4 axles, obviously because we didn't have Evo 4s in the States, and that's the solution for me not to have the axles binding because they're a little bit shorter. The lead time on getting custom axles made was like, I don't know, something crazy, like $1,000 in like 2 months, where these axles literally cost 50 bucks. And he had them shipped to his place. Woo. Do you think they'll fit my suitcase? Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think they will. It's okay because they don't know what they are, but we just got all these random parts and stuff that I'm trying to put in all the suitcases. Wow, that's heavy. Sam, what do you think about this, huh?
I think all these parts are going to be great for that 33 you're getting.
Yeah. This guy thinks I would bring home parts for a 33. This guy. Funny news.
What?
Looks like my ride's here. The fresh new Jeep. Wow.
How is that so funny that your cell phone and your baggage is already in the Jeep?
Yeah, isn't that funny? Alberto, can you vouch for the heaviness of all that luggage that I just brought? How ridiculous was it?
Incredibly heavy. I don't know how such heavy items fit in a little bag right there.
I had the biggest nightmare with Japanese security trying to get through. Like, they asked why my bags were so heavy because they're very small and they're like 50 pounds each, and I had 4 of them, 3 of them, and then 1 was carry-on. And I like kind of mildly said car parts, and then had to explain and lie that it was for evolution because I didn't want to get into the fact that the parts are for a car that we don't have here, yada yada yada. And then like they had to call up people and were asking questions and made me unpack my entire bag before I got my ticket, explain what each single thing was, and then took me over to security so I could watch them go through the x-ray thing and make sure they're okay, which is cool. They're very nice. And then again, because in my carry-on I had tie rod ends and brake shoes, I had to explain to 2 very nice Japanese females that did not speak barely any English what a brake shoe was, like trying to explain what it does and what a tie rod end does. But we made it.
I know one even more awkward.
What?
I was bringing RB25 parts to Puerto Rico once, and I had to explain what a part was, and it was a RB25 ignition igniter. And I was like, this is an igniter. It's like, what now? So start like x-raying a bunch of time and trying to like look through it, like doing some chemical tests. It's like, dude, it says Nissan on it.
My friend Mesker got pulled into like super security one time because he had race gas like remnants on his shoes because he like spilled it on his shoes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
It probably smelled pretty good.
I don't know, it's just kind of, I guess it's karma for like running people off track, huh? Today, before I got here actually, Alberto finished up installing the GK Tech kit that I left half installed.
You have all the angle in the world now.
You want to show me? Show me all the angle. How much? That's crazy. Is there more? That's absurd. And it doesn't rub on anything? No. That's so crazy.
Look, like, that's how I got it, like, look how much clearance you have. That's it.
That's absurd. It's gonna be interesting to see. We might need to play the bump stops a little bit so it doesn't rub under compression, but that's crazy. Tommy's taking the S13 to get in alignment today, and me and Alberto are just kind of finishing up and making sure everything's okay. I don't know if you guys remember, I showed you the difference between the knuckles and said that the GK Tech one was gonna be a bit more of a drop knuckle. Check out how slammed we are. Look at that fitment. That's sick. I think we're gonna need to come up like an inch.
An inch?
Yeah.
Where's the tire, like all the way over there?
Wait, you think we should come down?
I think the tire is like all the way up here. So we probably need to raise it about 2 inches. Cause you also need like squat room.
No, we need to lower it. We're supposed to get this, it's supposed to be even with this. That's...
How are you supposed to turn? Turn?
You don't.
Like the whole thing right here just comes off.
I love the smell of high octane Japanese gas, but man did I miss the smell of E85. Probably not good for my cough. That's so crazy. Forgot how quickly this car spools. Speaking of my cough, I did actually see a doctor today to figure out what's going on, and they really didn't have any idea. I don't have any other like weird symptoms or anything. So they kind of just like were like, all right, we'll just give you medicine for a bunch of different stuff and hopefully something works. So I think they gave me like steroids, cough medicine, and allergy medicine. So hopefully one of those does the trick. I don't know. I got a haircut today too, if you can't notice. The car's not perfectly aligned, but that's why Tommy's taking it to get an alignment at Phillips today. I just don't have time with all the running around to do. I'm only home for like 2 days before I go on the next trip. Alberto put all new rear arms in too, because my old ones have been on the car literally since I bought it, and all the hindjoints and everything were all rusted out and creaky. So the car is going to be really nice, really fresh, and should feel a lot better. And I can't remember the last time I had this car on an alignment rack, so I'm excited. Adjusting back to driving left-hand drive wasn't so bad, but I do keep on hitting the windshield wiper instead of the turn signal. I got one of these for the only boss I know.
Hey. Surprisingly,
yeah.
So funny story, my girlfriend ordered a couple of these and like a little bit of Japanese candy, and it took 3 months to get here, and I just got it like a week ago, and the first thing I did was throw this in a like a ice chest and just drink it all.
So, like I said before, I'm actually kind of jealous because it's probably the nicest it's been in Florida in like the past year. It's like 70 degrees out, but it might rain and you'll probably die because the front tires are corded.
Probably, but it's fine.
But I'm jealous. This car's ripping right now. The boost is turned like down, so it's only at like 22 psi, but it still spins third. Like it's ripping.
Only 22.
Yeah. So one of the things on the agenda today, Matt actually stopped by on his way in the area and is helping me figure out how to get this place a little bit nicer for the open house. So when's your video going to be up, talking about just a couple things that we brainstormed?
Probably tomorrow.
Okay, so you'll have your video up before this. So I'll link to Matt's video if you guys want to see kind of roughly what we have planned, but that'll be sometime within the next month, trying to figure out how to get this place a little bit nicer.
Yeah, we're gonna have to overnight some parts from Japan.
Yeah, some cabinets.
It's more like the Netherlands, but yeah, your parties, your open house is coming up quick.
Yeah.
So we gotta get moving.
Well, I'll talk a little bit more about the open house in a little bit. We're still kind of like working out the details and stuff, but I will tell you one thing. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to do Swiss tracks in here because the way that the lifts are set up at an angle. With welded diffs, we're not going to be able to pull in and turn. That's the only drawback about it.
You'd be pulling them up every time, you try to get the cars in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not going to work. And then the problem with the floor is, I mean, you'd have to diamond grind this thing to repaint it.
And we're not trying to spend a whole 2 Miatas to get this floor looking nice. Yeah. That's almost 3 Miatas to get this floor done.
I mean, you could paint it for the event, but that would last a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You can spend a couple $100 and just roll it, but then it's going to peel up and it'll look really, really bad.
That's okay. We just won't look at the floor. Yeah. Since I've been away for a while, I'm slowly starting to realize there's a lot of stuff I have to fill you guys in, and probably the whole next half of this video is just going to be like exciting stuff that I'm kind of like announcing / showing you / talking about. So that's what you're in store for. One of the reasons I haven't been using the Skyline too much is I had kind of slight issues with overheating. Not so much overheating, but the car like wouldn't cool down very quickly. So one of the things we're actually going to be doing today is a couple, I would say little, but they're actually pretty big cooling mods. So I got 2 boxes here that I actually had shipped from Japan, not overnight, but pretty quick. So we're gonna open them up. Probably not what you'd expect to be in here. So a friend of mine, Brad, who I've actually mentioned for a lot of stuff, recommended this to me. It's actually an HPI AC condenser. If you notice, it's half the size of a normal AC condenser, and what it allows is a lot more airflow going to the radiator while still having AC. So kind of a cool little mod. They make this for other cars too, and we'll still be able to keep AC without restricting all the airflow to the radiator. So if you look, this condenser obviously takes up the full space, so this one will just be kind of up top, and they'll have all the airflow going straight to the radiator on the bottom. If you guys remember too, I was having all those issues with my lines melting. While I was gone, Alberto actually did, was it your first time ever doing them?
Hardline for oil and stuff? Yes, I never have to do that.
So I have turbo hard lines now, which I'm really, really excited about. If you look down there, see that giant line? That's my oil drain line.
You can see it from over here too without the filter.
There you go, you can see it right down in there. So that way we won't have to worry about that line cooking on the manifold.
I also made this one, but this was my second attempt and I messed it up. And then the last one was like perfect, but pretty much this is what I did for oil line, so I can't melt this.
All right, so this is the second piece to the puzzle right here. This is another radiator, but I'll explain why we're replacing the radiator. So this radiator is a true dual pass radiator. What that means, if you notice, both the inlet and the outlet are on the same side. The radiator that's currently in the car, I believe, is actually just a KA radiator that's kind of rebranded as an R32 radiator, where this one, rather than all the hot fluid just sitting on one side, it'll force it to pass all the way through the radiator and adequately cooling. I think that was the issue that I was having on the car. All of the hot fluid was just sitting on one side and it wasn't properly cooling, and I think this one will do the trick. One of the other rad things I want to tell you guys about, you might have already seen this on my Instagram story or on Twitter, but we did do something a little bit different, and we did a new line that was actually inspired by the Evo. I don't know if you guys can tell from the art. So we're not selling this stuff separately like we normally do. I thought it'd be cool to kind of do like an Evo inspired pack. So in the pack, you guys would get this sweatshirt, this t-shirt, our first ever jet tags, by the way, which came out very, very cool. I'm really stoked on these. Slap sticker and a rad little coffee mug. And there's a shot of what the backs of the sweatshirt and the t-shirt look like. I might venture as far as to say this is more exciting. I don't know, it's not more exciting, but this is pretty rad. You guys remember how hyped I was about this? Garrett actually gave me the banner that was at their booth because I was freaking out because I was like, that's my hand! So a funny story behind this. I was texting Tim, my friend at Garrett, and he was like, yo, can you just like send me some photos, like we need something for like a brochure or whatever. And I sent him a bunch of photos of my engine bay because that's what he wanted, and I sent him one that was like the thumbnail for a video where I'm holding the turbo, like not thinking you'd ever use it for anything. And I show up at the SEMA booth and it's this big. That's my hand. Now it's here. Tommy, how sick is it that I got a giant picture of my hand in the office?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's that, dude.
Make sure to bring that back.
Dude, that is literally the biggest flex.
Pretty big flex.
It's a large flex. What are you drinking?
Just some water.
You trying to die, dude? I heard like it's not about the scissorp and the perp lean. Now it's all about drinking the water wetter.
Yeah, it's got to be this brand though.
I can tell you guys though, please don't ever try drinking any sort of coolant or water wetter. I got water wetter in my mouth one time. Literally took me like 20 minutes of rinsing my mouth out in the sink to get the taste out of my mouth.
Yeah, that probably was not a fun.
It was awful. Awful. Look at how wide this tire is. This is my Mustang tire because Tommy drove over a nail with the Mustang.
I did not.
Stupid idiot. I was trying to like run on this before.
No, you can't. You'll die.
Yeah, like kind of worked for a second and then I die. Catch. Stupid Mustang. Finished up on the Skyline with Alberto, and I get to drive it home. Should be exciting to see how the car actually performs at the track, to see if the temps are cooler. I do think the biggest disadvantage of the clutch fan, it's very good at moving a lot of volume of air when the car is spinning at RPM, but I think when the car is idling, I think that because it's at a lower RPM, I think the fan spins much less, and in that scenario, I think the E-fans move more air. So, I mean, that was my problem with the Skyline, that it wouldn't cool down fast enough when sitting at grid, rather than moving around, it had enough airflow to cool down. So, it'll be kind of interesting to see how that goes, but I would prefer to keep it stock clutch fan. On top of it kind of being the JDM way, it is also kind of proven to keep cars a little bit cooler when you can't really fit mega E-fans in there. I feel at home. No, dude, I drive right-hand drive more than I drive left-hand drive now, honestly.
In Japan.
I got Chipotle in Japan. I got my Evo in Japan. I got my JZX 100 in Japan. Ha ha ha. This car is very different to drive. We need more grip in it right now. Sounds so cool.